Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. The next episode of Red Valkyrie is about to start. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Red Valkyrie. I'm your host, Shae the Red, and I'm here with the very, very talented Jason Bascom. How are you doing, sir?
All right, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful. So I'm really excited because this is a kind of a sleeper hit as far as the circles I've been running in. I haven't heard a whole lot about this, and I saw a little bit of it on Frega's stream and was like, "Oh no, this needs to come to Red Valkyrie for sure." So
Yeah, I love Frege. He's been doing nothing but supportive. He was the #1 backer. And every time like I'm in the chat or something, he'll be like, "Hey, speaking of," he's like, "Absolute." He's like, "Unhinged Entertainment." He'll bring it up. He'll like for a couple seconds even, and I mean that's really cool. I mean he's solid, dude. He's a solid.
He is, and he's a very genuine individual. So it's really cool when he starts talking about campaigns that he likes. It always perks my ears up a little bit more because I'm like, oh, this is probably going to be a pretty good one. And there's very few that I've disagreed with him on, but this looks awesome.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that immensely. I really do. Like I said, I love Frege. He's always like, "Oh, look at the detail." I don't know now. I don't know how it's sleep deprivation or other substances, but like he said, I think he's the Steve Ditko of Comicsgate. He's like, he says so many. I'm like, wow, dude, really? That's flattering. So all his support is just fantastic. So
absolutely. So for anyone who doesn't know what book we're talking about Absolute, and I'm going to kick it straight over to Jason just to go for your pitch because this is a really, you guys just got to see it. It's just really awesome.
Thank you. It's I could do a quick. I'm gonna do the quick elevator pitch just because it's a little faster. It's about a bounty hunter who gets caught up in a war he didn't ask for. That's the elevator pitch. Now, there's obviously more to it. Right. The aliens have taken over the world in a quest of galactic domination. Like they're invading planets, kind of like locusts, but they don't just devour it. They just want it. They overtake it and they control everything. And once they do, it's not like a mist or anything like that, but just because of their invasion and they're meddling in with human DNA and everything, humans become what's called the affected. So their DNA has changed and altered in different ways. And sometimes it has effects where they have like certain abilities. Some of them are just deformed. So there's monsters in this. There's people that could shoot, things out of their hands or spells, or so this kind of involves Dungeons and Dragons in a way, a little bit of like spaghetti western, like the guy with no name, because that guy right there he's a samurai priest, because there is a little theology in this. Now it's not heavily biblical or anything like that or religious, but it dabbles a little bit in it. And because if you have aliens, you have outer space terrestrials, and so people think of gods and being as in outer space. So that comes into play, and that's where the samurai priest comes in. And this little mage guy here appears in the book eventually, and their faction is kind of like the old ways, like the religious ways and stuff like that, trying to overthrow the alien race known as the Anvi. So, and there's also a group called the Tumulti, which is also a rebellion that's up against the Anvi themselves as well. It dabbles a little bit with like Star Wars in a way too. Mm-hmm. I have a few influences. So that's the Star Wars influence, like the rebels taking over them. I mean, it's kind of a common tale. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, and the main guy here, that's the bounty hunter. He just wants to go and collect contracts, and whether he's going to kill something or retrieve treasure or something like that to collect the reward, he's just in it for money. He just wants money and to live and just do his own thing. And he gets roped into this because there's a MacGuffin, and he goes to find it out. And then as his travels, he gets involved in this war with the Tumulti and the other sect and the Anvi. And And he's kind of like the man with no name. If you back the pre-launch, you got a trading card with his name on it. That's the only way to know his name. Otherwise,
man,
yeah, his name does not appear in the book at all. So yeah, so that was a little. I didn't say that in the pre-launch or anything. I kind of wanted it to be a little surprise for people. So
a little Easter egg.
Yeah, so sorry to those who didn't back the pre-launch, but
we're gonna find our friends that did and be like, show me the card, and they're gonna be like, I'm not doing it. You didn't back.
It's not like a great epic name, or it's just something little cool thing, stuff like that. So
I love that kind of detail. That is so awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, I put a little more, like a little thought into this stuff like this. So, either like involving real like life aspects and people and things I know, and kind of incorporating them a little bit into the book, whether it's their name, a slight likeness, a trait, just to give a little homage, So there's bits of my life in this, actually, like little. If you know me and you know my friends or anything like that, you're like, oh, okay, I could see that. That's kind of cool. So yeah.
So I mean, stretch goals.
I was a little overambitious.
I don't think so. So here's the thing, okay? So for everyone, and this is, I agree with Hex. Hex says, how am I just now hearing about this book? That's the same thing I said when you got brought up on Frege. I was like, how in the fuck did I miss this? So you're sitting at 51% funded with 32 hours left, which is horrifying because this is a beautiful, beautiful book. How you have not gotten funded, I don't know, like 5 times over is beyond me.
Well, I know one thing is black and white. Not many people care for black and white. I'm a big Sin City fan. Cerebus I thought was fantastic. You got Body Bags, just beautiful line work, great art, and it's all black and white. So
says it's nice to see some detailed black and white comics. So I don't think that you're right there. I think that people like black and white. The problem is, for whatever reason, this just hasn't been as heavily circulated in some specific circles. Like nobody in the 3, 4, 5, 6 circles that I hang out in has said anything about this book. The way that I think I might have seen it briefly from a tweet from Tompa, and that's because Tompa knows everything. And then I didn't hear anything else about it until I saw it on Frege's stream and was like, well, this is just ridiculous.
Thank you. You know what? I've had Twitter for like, I don't know, 12 years, something like that. I don't really use it. I never used it. I don't know. I just never got into the whole Twitter scene. I was more into Instagram. I'm an artist. I like visuals. But, sorry, as I sip my coffee. So, Facebook and Instagram is mainly where I was at. And I mean, Facebook, I got a lot of backers from it, mainly from what's called the Mushroom Cult, from the people who love the Razor to Wrist band's albums, Polka Dot Cadaver, Dog Fashion Disco. They've been great on backing me, even though some of them don't even collect comic books. So, but through Facebook and stuff like that, I was able to get some backers and family and stuff. And I've recently been plugging it on Twitter and, using some hashtags and stuff like that. But I'm new to the scene. This is my first campaign. Aside from Frege,
what's going to work and what's not.
Right. And aside from Frege, like I've showed Frege the campaign before I even launched it. He gave me a couple tips. He knew who I was from Instagram. Like I followed him, Couch Doodles. I saw the grave as it was evolving. So, but he's the only one really. And, so that, I don't know. I mean, and I don't know. I can't tell you why. I think it's a fun book, but
I mean, it looks amazing. And I just think that, so I want to ask the question so you can answer it for all the people that are probably sitting here kind of having a mini panic attack at 32 hours. That's your first 30 days.
That's my first 30 days. Yeah. So I am extending it to 30 days. I drew a Cyber Frog piece. I'm going to send it to EVS in hopes that I don't want to be on his show. I understand his hesitation on that, in hopes that he'll at least plug it. Now, I have the Cyber Frog piece here.
Oh, so, let's see the Cyber Frog piece.
Oh, let me pull up I have YouTube. I can't read the checks on my eyeballs. I don't even know why I have YouTube open. I'm gonna rely on you. I'm gonna rely on you for that. All right.
That's fine.
This is the
holy motherfuck.
This is the cyber. I'm gonna send this to him and be like, hey man, can you maybe help me out? So this is all pen and ink. Some brushes with the. Where am I? I'm over here with that. Those darks there, but that's.
I'm just in fucking awe. That is amazing.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I like his face.
That is one of the most expressive cyber frogs I think I've seen. People do cyber frog, they kind of cop out, and they just go with whatever Ethan's already drawn.
Yeah,
and they just go that face, and it's like, okay, but every cyber frog fan piece has the same like two faces. He's either super grumpy or grumpy from a different angle. It's
right.
Like the two that you get.
Well, I wanted to do him. I like Spider-Man, and so obviously, and Todd McFarlane, huge influence, obviously. But I like the one eye bigger than the other one, or like a little Deadpool-esque type thing, where I don't know. I've always liked stuff like that. I like the cartoony aspect of comics. They're comics, I like Alex Ross and stuff like that. I like the realism, but when it comes down to it, I like the cartoony aspects of them.
No, absolutely, and that makes perfect sense, especially when you're starting to look at like your art styles that you have here. This piece right here, I love that it has that layered effect where it looks like you did one piece and then you did all of the bullets on like a separate piece that's like on some transparent overlay. You know what I mean? Like you could flip it up and they wouldn't be there. You could flip it down and be there. That's kind of the look that it gives.
Well, I kind of have art-wise, I have a book idea where I want to do stuff like that, where I'm doing, cutouts and stuff, and more David Mack type art, where it's like layered and watercolors and everything like that. This book kind of evolved from nothing. I drew the very first page, and it just sat there for a while. So I'm like, hey, let's take this where it goes, and I just drew it, and I'm like, okay, and I was writing it in my head as I went. So.
Very unique way to do it, where you write and draw simultaneously.
Yeah, I
one or the other, and then the other part comes.
Well, I don't. That's because to me that's more of a life thing anyway. You don't know what you're going to say until you say it sometimes. So not everybody's planned out their dialogue. So I could think of what they're going to say while I'm drawing it, or what's going to be in the next page, even, or the pages ahead. And there is a plot. I do have things laid out in my head, but I'm writing it after I draw it. So
right. Well, and that's there's a lot to be said for if you're able to draw and write. There's a lot to be said for doing it that way.
You'll have to let me know on that issue, but yeah.
I mean, I can't draw, so it's not a problem for me because I either write or I don't produce. Those are the two options I have.
No, and
I'll see you, Tank. Thanks so much for coming by. Tank has to run to the store before they close.
Since he's got a jet early. I don't know how soon you want to reveal like our thing. Thing that we're doing.
You know what? Let's do it now. Let's do it now before anybody else ends up having a jet. And Tank, if you're still there, stick around for like 5 seconds. It'll be worth it.
So for this campaign, if you saw on Twitter, if you back the book during this stream and like Shae's channel, Red Valkyrie, subscribe to Red Valkyrie and back the book, you'll be getting a free limited edition embellished print, which this is an embellished print. Now I drew it in Photoshop, just the line art and some of the detail, but I colored it in watercolor, traditional artwork. And each one, I'll print it as black and white, and I'll go in and cut. So each one will be colored different. There'll be different colored aspects. Some parts will be left black. Some might be Copic. Some might be whatever. So, but everybody will get their own unique print. So you'll get an actually original artwork is what you're going to be getting. And this is 11 by 17. So the only thing that I colored in Photoshop was her hair, but I still added in some acrylic paint and stuff like that to add some highlight and some watercolor in there to darken it up. But that's this one. The next one may not be that way.
Oh my gosh, it's so pretty.
Thank you so much.
Oh, I love it so much. Okay, so all the more reason for all of you guys to turn around and back Jason during the stream.
Now, if you've already backed the book, if you're in the stream, you've already backed the book, you can still get it. Subscribe to Red Valkyrie and message me through Indiegogo telling me your backer number. I'll get you your print.
Fantastic. Will also has to run, but he says he just backed it, so that is phenomenal.
Awesome.
We've got people that are coming out. So when I first brought this up, you were at 58 backers, and I don't know if it all happened right when you said that about this print or not, but you're at 61.
Oh, geez. Wow. Thank you, everybody.
We've gotten 3.
Hey.
Went away from this. Yes, and we got G-Stu just said that they backed it as well. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. I love my audience.
And like the channel, or if you've already subscribed, cool. I mean, you're going to get your book. I'm going on the honor system here with subbing to Red Valkyrie because I don't know.
That's true. And I appreciate all you guys subbing. It's super great. It makes it. And so this is something that I can probably do long term, which would be amazing. Oh, Hex says, I'll back if you read my previous question. Hold on, Hex. Let me find your previous question. Hex wants to know, when are we going back on tour with Anthrax?
Anthrax broke up because they only had like one good album. So yeah, I'm not
okay.
Cecil has actually had called me that before, Scott Anthrax. So I'm like, they're okay. Scott Ian, I like Scott Ian, but the rest of the band,
yeah, fair enough.
I've gotten called it so many times. Like it's okay. It's, what, it could be worse. There's a lot worse out there. So I'll take Scott Ian any day.
That's true. I mean, yeah, if you ever want to know what's worse, just come by anytime we do writing pros and have Will on, because he gets everything under the sun. The most common one he gets is Keanu Reeves and John Wick.
I could see that. I still say when he has his bandana on, if you know who Rob Flynn is from Machine Head, he looks like Rob Flynn. It looks like a young Rob Flynn. So that's what he looks like to me. I think it's pretty funny. So yeah, Will's cool though. I think Will's pretty cool.
Will's awesome. I give him a lot of shit, but that's because it's like having a fucking another brother. It's like I have a bunch of brothers all of a sudden.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
No, I'll take it.
Yeah, and writing prose is good. People should tune into that.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Death Metal Hero says, ha ha ha, yes, he does. Hex says, works for me. All right, Hex, so let's get your backer number in the chat so we know, because that was the deal, sir.
Hey, you get a print. So
right, and
print.
I absolutely love that print with a passion, and I'm 1,000%. I'm backing just because I want the book.
You already backed.
I did. You're right. Yes, I did it. That's right, because we talked. See, this is what happens. Shae gets a little bit tipsy, and then she forgets everything she backs.
And you know what? I think you were. That was after the Writing Pro stream. Is when you did back.
Yeah,
it was last Sunday, and I remember you were on that night and you were talking as to how inebriated you were, and I'm like, and then I saw you backed. I'm like, yep, she's drunk. She's
drunk. Tipsy, because tipsy. I want the book anyway.
Thank you. Yes, but I just thought it was humorous that I'm like, yeah, she's doing the drinking and Indiegogo going again.
Yeah, so there's been a couple of times where I was like, oh, this person was so nice. They sent me a bonus copy. And then I went back through my campaigns that I had contributed to, and I went, no, they didn't. I backed it twice.
Well, so now I'm just now you don't have to back it again. So,
but I'm excited because I want the print, because I'm gonna put the print on my wall. I got my whole indie wall going, and I needed Jason Bascom.
Thank you, and thank you for saying my name right. Look at that.
See, I know names kind of.
Yeah, Frege, so Bascom.
Bascom.
Yeah, I even like, and I get it because people say his name wrong. So
Yeah, that's fair.
So, but now with my book, also, I'm kind of a sap. I have a lot of artwork. I doodle all the time. The odds are you'll probably getting some doodles in with your, even you got like I'll probably toss in a doodle that I did a long time ago, just because. I mean, I don't know. What good is it doing me? It's sitting in my closet. Here's like a death doodle I did.
Ooh, hold on.
She's sitting on a giant skull.
Oh my gosh.
So,
dude.
like, that'll probably be in somebody's thing, just because what good is it doing me just sitting around? I have these things that haven't sold really. They're zines of my lunch sketches.
How is what?
Yeah. When I'm at like a half-hour lunch, I'll chip away at stuff.
That's so cool, though. Oh, I love them.
And I have like 3 of those, so somebody will be getting one of them.
Max
and
says
also,
the doodles look cool.
Well, thank you very much.
See.
And also, in the stretch goals, which I nerded out big time when he said he'd do it. Frege is doing a trading card once I reach my funding. So at 5,000, Frege is going to be doing an absolute trading card of his choice. He'll probably do the Samurai Priest. I know he really likes the Samurai Priest.
He absolutely does.
Yes. And at 5,000, whoever gets me funded will get the original book of the
oh my god!
Lunch sketches. So these are the originals. I have to watch
this like a hawk so I can back twice so I can get you funded.
So yeah. So like I said, it's not doing me any good. It's sitting nowhere. So yeah.
Hex says absolute backer number 65. Thank you, Hex.
Thank you, Hex.
Death Metal Hero number 66.
Luke, hail brother.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Luke's awesome. He's been nothing but supportive too. I love Luke.
Right?
Not in that way, but I love Luke.
Yeah, we all
nothing wrong with that. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
It's okay. We know there's a little homo, just a tiny bit of. It's
okay. You know what? He's got a nice skull. All right, I'll admit it. He's got a good skull.
From one good skull to another, right?
Right. I can appreciate it.
Oh my gosh. So Max says, love the original artwork, and then says, can I contribute as well? Max, put in the chat how exactly you would like to contribute, or if you want to talk behind the scenes, by all means, hit up Jason, because I'm sure that he would be down for collabing with people, and everyone loves fan art. So
yeah, I mean, hit me up on Twitter, DM me or something like that, or whatever, however else you could get. All my social medias are public. I don't care. So however you can hit me up. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we need to go over your perks. So we've got a couple people who have backed. Now, if you were still on the fence about backing, aside from getting a very, very mint nice piece of original artwork print embellished goodness, let's go ahead and talk about all of the goodies you can get just for backing. So your first tier, the absolute combo for $30.
Yeah, that's the just the variant cover and the original cover. I just wanted something moderately priced. Okay, this was actually supposed to be 2 comic books or a full-fledged mini-series that I was going to like maybe push through Image or something like that. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to crowdfund it. The comic industry, they died out pretty much. It'll take forever. So the variant cover is actually the cover for issue 2. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to make it a variant. So him getting his head squeezed, that's supposed to be. Yeah, I love that cover, by the way. I had fun doing that. But that was actually supposed to be the second issue. But I was like, I slapped it on a variant. I'm like, so that's that one.
Okay. So $15, absolute comic.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty straightforward.
Just straightforward, just the original cover. Yeah.
Or $20, you can get the variant cover.
Yep. Because it's going to be a lower print run probably. So.
Awesome. And for $20, you can get the print color cover signed?
Yeah. So what I did was because some people don't want to sign comic, and I get it, or if you work with me or you live by me, you don't need to, get it signed. I'll sign it. But, or if I'm going to be somewhere, I can sign it for you. But if you want it signed, cool. Now with this, you can get either cover. So you can get, if you don't, you can get the variant, which is 20 in itself, or you can get the variant signed for 20. So it's kind of like a thing, but yeah. So.
Awesome. Jobu's Rome says Absolute is moving on up in Indiegogo. And Max says he's writing you on Twitter.
Awesome. Thanks. And thank you, Jobu. Jobu's cool, aren't you?
Yes. It's so amazing. Okay.
Very bad.
$30. Absolute Comics signed with print.
Yeah. There's a poster. If you scroll all the way down, you'll see the poster insert. It's 11 by 17. That. And I know it's colored because I wanted a colored poster. Most of it's black and white, but that can hang on your wall. It's 11 by 17. It's going to be a folded up insert into the comic.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I will just like it noted. I did not scroll all the way down to get her color of her jacket or shirt. So
no. Well, that also doesn't matter because it's it takes place kind of in reality. So they just wear regular clothes. So her jacket could be any color, shirt could be any color because you change your clothes. So,
fair enough.
Yeah. So yeah, don't worry about it. And her name is Danny, by the way. Danny. Or Danielle, actually. So she's one of the trading cards that you can get.
Hell yeah. She's pretty badass. I like it. As
she is.
Death Metal Hero has said, yes, I'm getting that one.
Awesome. Hell. Yeah, she's really quick is the thing. Like she's kind of strong, but she's super fast. So that she's kind of got an advantage amongst the bigger guys, where she can quickly get to you.
Max also says he can't write a DM because you guys don't follow each other.
Well, not follow me. I'll follow you back. Okay.
There you go.
I'll do the follow. Max. I'll do the thing. I'll do it after the show if that's cool with him.
Yes. After the show should be fine. He's slightly busy right now. All right. So for $100, you get Absolute Sketch Plus.
Yeah. I'm a little hazy on my own perks here. So, I think you get,
one copy of Absolute signed, one 9x12 character sketch, and one 11x17 insert.
Correct. And you can pick whichever cover you want.
Fantastic.
And now it's a random character. You don't get to pick it. So it's somebody from the first book, more than likely. Unless I'm feeling adventurous and be like, you know what, I want to draw someone else, then it'll be a character from the second book that hopefully will come out.
That will come out. There's no hopefully. If we have to lock you in a closet and just like slide lunch meat under the door until you're done.
So that's a Tuesday.
Okay. So if it's going to be a Tuesday on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that's what's going to happen.
No, I mean, that happens every Tuesday. I get locked I get fed. A turkey.
You like turkey? Okay.
I like turkey.
I'll make sure to get real nice turkey that we slide under the door when we.
I appreciate that. Yeah, looking out for me.
When I hold people hostage, I at least am a little bit nice about it.
You're good hostage taker.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Kidnapper? I'm pretty sure that's what that's called.
Kidnapper, that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah. There you go.
All right. So for $150, you get Absolute original page print.
Okay. I drew a lot of it digitally. So if you back it, I print out one. There's only one print of that page. That's it. That will never get printed again. Now I will plug a little something in there so it is an original. Maybe I'll ink a little bit more on top of it, like on top of the actual line work, so it's the same book. I'll do something so there's live ink on it so that we can't get forged or reprinted by anyone else. Okay. But it's a one-off print. Nobody else will have it. It'll never get printed ever again. So, and it's a random. Yeah. It's random at my discretion. And it's kind of actually I numbered it wrong. There's a 2-page spread. So, but I don't. Yeah, it'll be okay. It'll be fine. Everything like Zach says, it'll be fine.
It'll be good. Don't worry about it.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
real quick, we had Joby Jerome said, got a jet unfortunately, sent you a message, Jason. Everybody have a great night. Cheers, down the hatch.
Peace out, Joe. Boo.
And we got Leg Kick has
Oh,
shown
Leg
up.
Kick. Hey, what's up? Hey, Leg Kick.
Leg Kick says, I backed already.
You'll get a thing. Yeah, if you backed already, message me through, and you like Red Valkyrie, message me through Indiegogo of your backer number, and I'll get you your embellished print.
Yes, and in all honesty, Leggy is awesome. Leg shows
Leg
up
is
for
awesome.
all
He's been sharing my link on other streams without me even knowing. Leg Kick is awesome. I like Leg Kick.
I am a fan. So everyone gets ridiculous nicknames when they're around me. And since Leggies come so often, that's now the nickname. It or not.
You know what? I think it's a fine nickname, and it's also, it's faster than typing Leg Kick.
Yeah.
Speed.
That's how it goes.
Yeah. We ain't mad at you.
And see, I can't give Frege a nickname because he's got 5 and it's 2.
Well, he's the pink bunny overlord, the pink rabbit, the pink bunny, Frege.
But we called him Pyongyang Bunny because he did the on on Powerpuff Girls of CG.
Oh, I see that as in a Powerpuff Girl.
We have a screenshot to prove it, so he can never get away from it now.
You know what? He's the reason I'm CG. So him and Art T Bear, they're both they got heart, So I like that.
Absolutely. All right. So for $300, you have Absolute Original.
There are only 5 original pages. 2 of them are on the screen in the page. I drew with pen and ink. There's only 5 of them that exist. One of them, actually, there's 3 on the screen. I lied to you. The alien is one of them. The Envy character sitting in the chair, that full page spread, that's one of them. And then there's the 2 with her jumping out the window and her landing. That one, and that one. Those 2 are original, plus the alien sitting in the chair.
Nice.
And there's 2 more. So that's why it's also at the plus you get everything else. I mean, you get 2 trading cards, you get 2 bonus trading cards, you get all the both comic covers, you get the poster, you get everything else. So yeah.
Fantastic. Leg Kick says, I do what I can. I want all of you independent CG guys to have success. And he also accepts Leggy because he says his name came from taking leg kicks back when I was learning Muay Thai. Good.
Hey,
whether
cool.
you accept it or not, it's yours. So this is I'm gonna digress for 2 seconds.
It's your channel.
Exactly. That's how I see it. It's my damn channel. I'm gonna do what I want.
Do what you want.
No, so I was giving everyone nicknames, and people started making jokes that all the nicknames I gave everybody was either overly cutesy shit or everybody sounded like they were middle-aged women. It's just what happened. So I was joking around with somebody trying to give him a nickname, and he came back with, I don't take nicknames. I'm above nicknames, blah, 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 blah. And he was joking. He was being tongue in cheek. But the funny thing is the response that came back was, whatever you say, Buttercup. And that became his nickname. And he was like, oh shit. And after that, everyone that was in the chat channels and everyone that was starting to bitch about the nicknames I'd given him all were like, I love my nickname, Shae. It's wonderful. Please it's great. It's my most favorite thing ever. I was like, I go, see, this is what happens when you defy me of my nicknames.
See what happens. And also
they get worse.
Now, see, and text doesn't translate well with sarcasm. So be careful what you type. And also, never say that you can't have a nickname because you're going to get a bunch of them at that point. You're going to get slaughtered. Yeah.
So I'm one of those people that my actual first name has been so difficult for people to say that I just have. I do like to throw wide. Yeah, Shanane.
No, Shanana. Yeah.
There's no N in my name, and everyone throws one in there, and it's hilarious. The thing that makes me laugh is I've never had a problem getting nicknames. I have 66 of them currently.
Like you actually counted them?
over the course of my life, I started a list because I was curious, and I was like, yeah, and this person called me this, and this person called me that, and then someone would come up and they'd give me a new one, and I was like, post-it note, put it on the wall next to it, and I was like, well, I got to take my number up.
Yeah, I have several nicknames myself, and some of them don't make sense. Some of them are just, hidden,
Oh yeah.
Just, yeah. So, I mean, but yeah, I have a bunch of them too. Yeah.
Luke likes to say you just like to throw a Y on the end of names. So what, Luke? Little Lukey over there.
My brother's name is Luke, actually. So, growing up, and obviously because of what movie was it? With Corey Haim or whatever, where he's called Leukoplakia. So he was called that growing up and stuff like that. So he's Luke Skywalker. So he kind of got a trade off, but.
I mean, okay, so we got one more. I keep getting so distracted because this is just good banter, people.
Well, the last tier also, I'm not 100% sure on it, but it's there. So, yeah.
So, because we've got the Absolute Original 300 tier, which is 5.
Right.
5 available.
There's only 5 of those.
Absolute Overlord, where you can get a 9x12 character sketch, both covers signed, an 11x17 drawing in full color, 2 exclusive trading cards, and 11x17 insert print.
Now, the 11x17 full color is actually just something I'm just going to do. You've seen these little lunch sketch things that I do here or whatever, these things. Yes. They're kind of like that, only way more detailed, way bigger, and they take way longer. Yes. I have a series called Relevant Things, and I have a series called Irrelevant Things. So yeah, even they're both kind of irrelevant, but relevant. Anyway, yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, they're heavily detailed stuff, and I have fun doing them, but they take a long time. So I was like, you know what? You'll get an original. It's pretty much an original art piece, 11x17 original art of something from my head. It's not comic book related. It's an art piece. You can hang it on your wall. You can do whatever you want. But that's why it costs a little more. It's going to take a lot more time, and I have to actually do it rather than, the embellished prints. Those are a little faster. I could color them up real quick or something like that. Right. I mean, they still take a couple hours, but this would take like 28 to 40 hours to do one of these. So that's why it costs a little bit more.
Absolutely.
So you're getting a piece of fine art on top of the comic books.
Hell yeah. Which is phenomenal. And that's actually a really cool thing to add into it, because I think that people forget that a lot of these people that are doing comic books and that are working on these art projects and stuff are actual, like, I'm an artist. It's not just drawing cute comic book characters or heavy line art. Like, a lot of people are actual, like, fine art kind of artists.
Well, if you look at I always butcher his last name, but Mike Mignola, he did comics, and he also did landscape paintings and stuff like that. Sam Keith, who's a huge influence of mine, he does, paintings of trees and stuff like that. Sam Keith brought art into comic books, in my opinion. Yeah. But, stuff like that. Jonathan Wayshak, who's another influence, he does a lot of art pieces and stuff, but they also do comics because they love comic books, and I do too and stuff. So that's why,
I was gonna say, I think that that's really awesome that you're kind of bringing those two worlds together, because a lot of people don't pay attention and realize that is a thing. So remember how I had said that you're at 61 backers?
Yes.
You're at 63.
Oh,
I am loving it. I love you guys so much.
Yes, thank you so much.
I have the best fucking chat. You guys are amazing. You always come out in full support of whatever projects we got going, and you guys show it. When you see something you like, you show it, and I very much appreciate you guys for that.
I overly appreciate. Then I also have quite a few embellished prints to do now.
Yes, you do. You're.
I have fun doing it.
On my count, you're sitting at least 5, not counting mine.
Not counting.
Like
who else is? Yeah. So, like I said, I love doing them, and the book is done. I mean, it's getting edited by someone. but the book is done. So I have plenty of time to do it.
Good, because
So
you're gonna need it.
Yeah, it gives me something to do.
All right, so we actually had a question from Leg Kick. He wants to know, are you going on other streams to push?
I would love to, and I have tried. I don't know how I go about doing it for one. I tried to contact Mandy Summers in a stream. You know, I did a super chat and I'm like, hey, can I get on your show? You know, hit me, DM me on Twitter, because I can't DM them. So I was like, hey, can they DM me? And Malin, I tried to get, he's like, on one of the very first streams I was on with Frigga, I think Malin was there. And he said, I'd love to have you on Comicsgate Presents. So I'm like, all right, cool, man. I never got information on how to hit him up. So, you know, I went into Twitter and I even, you know, tagged him in a tweet or however you say it. Like I said, I'm totally Twitter illiterate. But, so yeah, and I was like, hey, I'd love to be on. I never got a reply from him. So I'd love to go on other streams and promote, but I just haven't gotten any feedback yet. So, and that's fine.
You know what? You know what I'm gonna do, because obviously, being in this circle, I don't roll with a lot of them, but I do roll with some of them, and the ones that I roll with are really good people. So I'm gonna make sure that I hit up some of my buddies, and see if we can't get you on a couple of those channels, because this book needs to not only be funded, this book needs to, at a minimum, hit 15 at a fucking minimum. Are you kidding me?
You're awesome. Well, see, this is why there's an Absolute Valkyrie print, because you've been so supportive and you're amazing. You're awesome. You've been nothing but, and that's why I did that. So
I appreciate the hell out of that. And just like Legs over here saying, what about Phil Diaz? What about Vinny Art? Oh, I'm gonna hit them up. Don't you worry. They're like my bros. I'm also gonna make sure Art Seabear. Yep, we'll hit up Art.
Speaking of Art Seabear, that'd be amazing. But speaking of Vinny Art, I did try to channel my inner Vinny with that Absolute Valkyrie. I tried to give her a nice badonkadonk. Tried to give her a little bit of a butt.
You know what?
Not overly stated, but just a nice butt. And so I was Vinny. I was hoping Vinny would like that.
Bring that back up so people can see if they just now got to the stream. This is what he is offering. Now look at that booty. Look at that booty. That's the popped booty. That's wonderful. Try to pop it up. I mean, this is insane. And I'm going to be honest, this is the first time I've ever had somebody who wanted to do an exclusive print for people who back and sub to me. And I thought that was just absolutely, I'm beyond honored. I feel like that is amazing. So if you are interested in this, if this is something that you believe in, you need to go and get your friends and tell them to get the asses in here and to back into sub. And so they can get a copy of that, because that thing is going to be unbelievable. And Jason said he's bored. He's got too much time on his hands.
Wait a minute. No, I didn't say I was bored. If I'm ever bored, that means I'm kidnapped or something. You know, send help. But I draw every day. But I'm up till 4 a.m. every day. So
I feel you.
You know, hey, let me color some stuff.
Luke says hashtag bite worthy booty. Leg Kick says that's sexy.
Well, thank you.
We got a lot of people that are all down for. I'm absolutely going to push for you, man, because
thank you so much.
This is a really nice looking book, and this is something that I've said. I've had people that have had black and white on before. Here is the thing that always concerns me with black and white, and when I have someone who comes on my show who says that they're going to do black and white, I can tell instantly if they're going to be successful with it or not. Can your black and white hold up without you ever having to color? A lot of people put black and white up and they'll be like, but don't worry, it's going to be colored. And when I go and look at it, I'm like, well, I'm glad that you're coloring it, because I can't really tell what the hell is going on here. There's too much shit. You're not using zip tone. You're not using hatching. You're not using blacks. You're not using your heavy outlines and stuff like that. You're not discerning your characters from the background. And usually a lot of people, when they're doing this traditionally, they do that with color. You do not do that with color. You do that instantly. This is awesome. And it's done where if you look at it, there's a real heavy outline around the alien to help pop him up, right?
Right. Yeah.
But if you really look at it, that's not what your eye first sees. And that takes a real talent to be able to do something like that. Because it's so easy to overdo this and then have it look like it's pasted on top of something instead of it being in the environment.
I actually have to stop myself from going too far in because I do over detail. So yeah, like I get people, hey, can you draw me a tattoo? I'm like, you know what? You want me to draw you a tattoo? It's not going to happen because I will go so detailed that the tattoo artist is going to want to stick needles in his eyes. So I'm like, have him draw it for you because I just instantly almost go in. I can't help it.
Right. And here's the thing is like, so looking at your lines, your confidence in them, the hatching that you've put in various places. I can tell what's happening in all of these, and it has enough drama and it has enough action. It has enough variation that it isn't like looking at a bunch of outlines of characters or looking at unfinished artwork. Like this is finished. This is finished artwork.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it a lot. I do.
So if you're on the fence about this shit, you need to go back this because this is
well
seriously.
the one page, the one with him holding the gun, I actually had to go in and edit the background because originally it was just cross hatching and stuff. So I think it was during a Frege stream. While he had it up, I was like, yeah, I can't do this. And so I had to put it in the garbage can and stuff like that, and like more rats or whatever. I think I did that. I can't remember. Yeah, him. I had to put in that garbage can and stuff like because I originally just had like shading and background, but I was like, yeah, I ain't gonna fly. So I still edit it a little bit here and there if I'm like, yeah. But yeah.
The important thing is what you're giving as a final product looks like a final product, and it looks wonderful.
Like there's like I have a Jim Lee artist edition book, and I love the line work. I love color. You know, some of it is there's some amazing colors out there, but it sometimes the color is so saturated and just there that you can't see what the artist did. So, like I said, I meant for this to be black and white. I do have a tier that gets it colored. I might just take it down because even Frege was like, no, do not color this.
I don't think you should color it either. Yeah, and this is coming from someone who loves color. I don't think you should color this. I feel like, yes, the poster down here colored. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I love it.
It's also not as detailed though. So
yeah, don't you dare go in to these pages. Don't. I will come find you. We will lock you in that closet to have you undo all of the color.
Well, now I'm coloring it.
Because you want me to find you.
I'm gonna get some good turkey out of this.
Look, I will send you better turkey if you do.
Okay. All right. That'll work.
I'll give you trash turkey if you color it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not coloring it.
Oh, and I also wanted to point out, so in this bottom panel, if you're paying attention, and if you read any of these speech bubbles, you're going to notice that there's some really interesting little bits. Like she's flipping off with her ring finger. So I actually had to ask Jason. I was like, I just noticed this, and I needed to know out of curiosity, was that intentional? Because that looks way too intentional for it to have been an accident for you to randomly have mixed up the fingers. Not only is it intentional, the way that swearing and insults happen in this book is hilarious and awesome, and I love it because it gives it its own kind of personality.
I mean, it takes place kind of in a future or alternate future. So, you know, I was like, you know, people don't talk this, you know, speech changes. So, you know, why not?
Right. So like this is probably my favorite one that you have in here is this guy flipping around going, what the stank? I'm just like, I'm so happy. That's all I need.
Thanks. Yeah, it's fun. And trying to insert them and make them up as I go. Cause there's somewhere it's kind of tricky to like, alternate them and put them in right how people would actually say the swear word as to what I'm substituting it for, and I do have to kind of mess with it a little bit to get it in there. So
absolutely.
And I do have, like, after this book I have the second book obviously, which is half done,
Okay.
It's the third issue is fully written and drawn. The second one, I'm actually on page 1. I'm on page 2 actually. But after this, my brother has a book that he's a great writer, and he has a book he wants to do. So I'll be drawing that when he writes that. It's a horror book, so I'm gonna try to do more painterly, dark things, kind of like the Havoc Wolverine series or something like that. I like playing with styles. So, and I also have a couple ideas for, or at least art-wise, I have ideas. Like I want a book where there's less detail but more detail. So some things will have like regular humans might look like just regular like dusty, but you get a monster in there and McFarlane it up. So stuff like so. I want to play with things. So I'm hoping to I want to be CG fun everything forever. So I would really hope these get out there because I have some ideas. And I think they'll be pretty cool.
Well, and so I've got to say, as a horror girl, I am very excited to see what you would do.
Well, funny thing is, I draw a lot of dark stuff, and I mean, not modest, but I'm good at it. but no, I love drawing it. It's fun to do, but I'm a comedy guy. I don't really like horror that much. Aliens is great. I love stuff like that, but like Halloween, okay, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, sure.
See, I'm picky with when you're talking horror films. I'm picky with horror films because, and this is something that we've talked about when we did writing prose, the fear and how to write fear. If you're gonna have somebody like me go up against anything that exists within this world, like a slasher, I feel like I've got at least a pretty decent chance of defending myself because it's a guy. At the end of the day, if I
but aren't you like 8'3"?
So like I stand a pretty good. So it's not as scary to me. It might be adrenaline rushing and a little bit of a thriller, but it's not a horror to me.
Right.
What's a horror is so a demon's going to come after you. By the way, they don't operate within your world, and it's like, okay, that's fucking terrifying because I don't know what to do.
Yeah, and like demons and angel stuff, that's in his book. So so you'll probably love what he's gonna do. Like I said, once my book is totally done and I get the last book edited and so it's worded right and I'm not I tend to write like I draw where I do too many words.
Yes.
I'm overly wordy.
I
like I love Frank Miller's writing and especially Sin City. The writing in Sin City was just brilliant. And this kind of has that writing theme where there's a lot of thought. Like when you're fighting somebody, you're not going to sit there in a monologue while you're throwing punches. You're out of breath, but you can think. Yeah. So that's why there's a lot of that Sin City writing type. But I tend to get overly wordy. But with his, he's good. So I think you'll like what he's going to do. So hope once this is done, we're gonna get started on his.
Nice. Oh, I'm excited. I had a couple things I was going to show you real quick. So Max says 4 a.m. Me too. It's already 3 a.m. here.
Oh no, I meant like I'm up till 4 a.m.
That's what he's saying.
Drawing usually. I wait.
Yeah. He's saying that he's normally up too because it's already 3 a.m. where he is.
Oh, I got you. Oh well, hey, good morning.
D says I was backer number 10 and I subbed for Shae the Goddess always. Thank you, D.
D. Oh, hey, what's up, man? Instagram bud for a long time. D Oots is great. He does follow him on Instagram. He does some great stuff.
Okay, we'll do. I'm never on my Instagram, which is abysmal because I need to do better because all of my cosplay shit should really be posted on Instagram, but I have all my cosplay pictures on my computer, not on my phone. So it makes it a huge pain in the ass.
I really wish Instagram was more computer friendly because I draw digitally a lot. I would love to live stream. I would love to live stream in a period, but as once again, like I said, I bring up Frega a lot. That's because I'm on a stream a lot because aside from yours, this is my favorite channel because it's fun. It's about comic books. There's no drama almost. Him and art. That's why I love it. Yeah. A Soy Rage might come in, but hey. But yeah, so but yeah, so I would love to live stream more. But as Fragan knows, I mean, we have a lot of people in my house. We have a family, so and there's almost always somebody awake, so it's a little difficult. People are, and I get it. The background noise can be a bit much sometimes. So I would love to live stream more. And I love doing. I know they don't do well, but I love to draw and go live. I know people like a lot of people like, oh, those don't trend well. I'm like, I know what, I like doing it. So.
You know what? I think that it's really just a matter of there's a good way to do it, right? So if you do it where you're gonna do kind of like what Donald does, where I'm gonna draw and every now and then I'll look up at the chat and I'll say some shit and we'll kind of talk and everything back and forth. Then people can feel like they're engaging,
right?
But then you take it, you download it, you speed it up. And then you make it a
time lapse, speed,
and then everybody's like, those go really well.
Yeah, I have a couple. I have a couple of those on my YouTube. I have some stuff up on my YouTube. I go over some CG books, or whether or not they're CG. Actually, some of them I don't know. Campaigns, just like campaigns I backed that I liked. But I have some. I have some of those time lapse. I do go live on Facebook sometimes because I can do that in my room and draw traditionally. I don't have 1,000 subs, so I can't go on my mobile and stream to YouTube.
Yeah,
I
feel you. Not having
so that's why I'm also doing this Absolute Valkyrie to help your subs. I want you've been trying to get to 1,000. I'm hoping to help out a little bit.
And I very much appreciate you. You are so awesome. 656 says you can upload to Instagram from PC, and then Luke says you just have to log in through a browser. And then Stefan, his name's Steven, but I always give him shit. Or upload a picture to your Google Drive. Should be able to upload to Instagram from there as well. I would if my Google Drive was not full, because I'm not paying for a Google Drive.
It's and Instagram is more. It's more of a mobile app. It really is. You can do it on a PC, but it just doesn't have that same feel.
It's just upsetting. Okay.
Speaking of Stefan's, what was it? Carl Stefan, whatever, the guy who did Merry Boys.
Oh yeah.
So good.
I'm so upset. I still don't have my book.
Really? I read mine.
I was like, he messaged me the other day and he's like, hey, Shae, did you ever get your book? And I was like, no. And he goes, that's very concerning because it shipped it a while ago. And I was like, I'll let you know if it comes.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I hope you get it soon. Yeah, and I think you should have gotten yours before me, if anything. But yeah, I got the prints and the 2 books, and I think the making book or something like that. But it's beautiful work. The story's fun. I love it. He's great. Carl Stefan. That's it.
And I'm so excited because his patch for Merry Boys is such a throwback to 90s grunge that it makes me so happy. And I'm doing all these patches on these jackets, right? And I legitimately am considering I might not actually sew his on. I might safety pin it on with 4 or 5 safety pins to really sell that grunge look. Like
that would, I was gonna say that's old school right there. That shows your age if you're not careful.
I do not give a flying fuck because
okay, all right, just say
at 12 people thought I was 21, and then when I hit 30 people thought I was 24. So I don't care anymore. People think I'm whatever age I am. I give up.
Yeah, I'm a guy, so we really usually don't care what age we are.
Yeah, no, I'm a girl, but I got like a dude mentality, so I'm just
which is older. Well, that's why you could hold up with Will and Luke and everybody. So yeah, you kind of got her.
Your brothers now is because
you have to go in there having a tough mentality in order to survive them. So yeah.
Oh, that's so true. So true. Tank is back. Welcome back.
Hey,
Tank.
Welcome back.
Tank, did you hear about the embellished print? I need to know.
I think he did.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping because he said he had to dip out, and then we tried to do it real quick. So I hope he heard about it.
That's true.
And Death Metal Hero hasn't gotten his either. So there's hope. Because Luke is.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you guys will love it. It's. Yeah, I saw him on the EVS auction, And he was doing, he had like a Black Sabbath art thing. I'm like, dude, how are you not famous? I'm like, this is just amazing.
He's really, really nice too. Cause I was sitting back here and I was just going, okay, it's coming from the UK. It's going to take a while. And so I was like, it's fine. It's fine. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to stress about it. And then he messages me and he goes, I'm getting concerned. Why don't you have it yet? And I was like, oh, this is good customer service. Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like, I was like,
awesome.
don't worry. Just take a breath. I think we'll be okay. And he goes, well, I just want you to know we are fully prepared to reship if we have to. I was like, thanks, dude.
That's an awesome dude. That's cool. Yeah,
did not hear.
We will go over it. I don't mind going over it again. Is it getting too dark? Anyway, I don't mind going over it again. If you
for a third time, guys,
I'll go over it a 12th time if you need me to. I don't mind. Oh, well, thank you.
That was very helpful.
Very helpful. Live in a community, little commune, if you will. If you back Absolute during the stream, or if you backed it before, but if you backed it before, just send me your backer number on Indiegogo. Message me through there. But if you back it during the stream and like the Red Valkyrie,
subscribe to Red Valkyrie.
Yeah, them too. Like, sub. You know what I'm talking about.
You're so cute.
Good job. Thank you. But if you do those two things, you will get a free embellished print of Absolute Valkyrie.
Yes.
I drew tradition in digital. So the line work is traditional, some cross hatch, but I colored it in traditional media. This one's watercolor, some acrylic paint, and some India ink. And the next print that I print up will be colored differently. So you get an embellished print. Each one's unique. Each one will be colored differently. Some stuff might be uncolored. Some stuff might be colored. Some stuff, she might even have blue skin. You never know. So this is the first one I've done.
Yes.
Did it today. This might be Shae since she seems to like it so much.
I'm very into this.
I'll send you this one.
Yes!
So yeah. I did it because she has been very supportive, and it's my first featured stream. So
this is what we do here, and so I'm super grateful because Jason is an awesome person.
Oh, well, thank you. So are you.
I appreciate that. And he also has an amazing book. So yes, I agree. It is way cool, Tank. And
thank you very much, Tank.
Teddy, whoa is the appropriate response.
Thanks,
absolutely. You guys definitely get in on this. And if anybody, I'm going to throw this out there, the last chance. If you have any questions for Jason, please post them now because we are getting close to wrap. But
you want to try to play the video as cringy as it is?
Yes. So give y'all time to think because I'm going to play the video. So come up with your questions now.
And giving you a heads up, the video will skip a lot, but I made it. So I took the time to do it. So might as well play it.
You know what? I believe in our ability to play a video here. So we're going to fingers crossed hope that it works.
Fingers crossed, Freddy.
All right.
Yep. So much for that.
Okay, give it a second.
Why is it doing that?
I don't know.
It's a time of dystopia. An alien race known as the Omni overtaken the Earth in a quest of galactic dominance. Led by General Mara, the Courtier army spread bloodshed throughout the land. People must fight to stay alive and free. As the Omni rule with dictatorial fashion, taking no prisoners. A lone bounty hunter is accidentally thrust into a war he didn't ask for. Befriending a tumulty rebel as he seeks the ultimate prize. And the samurai priest leads them in their path. Will they succeed or will they fail?
Nice.
Thanks. My friend did the music for it. He's in a band called Something Involving a Monkey. Go check them out. They're great. Something Involving a Monkey is fun. If you like Mr. Bungle or System of a Down, stuff like that, you'll like Something Involving a Monkey.
That That is going to be interesting. So I will add that in when I do our after show tweet, so you guys can find. I've already forgotten their name. Something monkey.
Something involving a monkey.
Something involving a monkey. I was close.
You were close. Never hearing it before. You were close. Yeah.
Something involving a monkey. So I
also do their artwork. So
nice.
Kind of why he did it for me, but. Yeah.
See, how perfect is that? Because then if you go, you're supporting something involving a monkey.
Exactly. You're supporting
season 2.
And they'll give me more work, which will give me more comic book work, which it's a cycle. It's like a carousel. It goes around and around.
Beautiful.
Down. Beautiful.
Death Metal Heroes, going to go check them out now. Teddy says some robot is pissed at his xylophone.
I was trying to get the music right with my talking, and I recorded that in like 5 minutes because I'm blind, so I can't really read and record, because by the time I'm at another word, I can't see the next word, so I forget and I pause a lot. So I had to just scrap the script and do it on the fly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my eyes suck. I'm actually I should be legally blind, but because it's really hard to be declared legally blind. Mm-hmm. But that's why my logo is the way it is, with that one eye missing, because this my left eye, I would say it's about 80% blackout blind. Like I can't see out of it.
Wow.
And I have blackout spots in my other eye. So our drawing takes a little more time for me, but anyway, yeah. So
that's crazy.
So I couldn't really read something and look at the video, and it was tough. So I had to, and plus, there's always somebody awake in my house. There's always background noise. So I would be recording it. I'd be like, oh, this is going good. Next thing you know, the refrigerator door opens. Like, oh, there goes that one.
Well, you know what? The next time you're doing something like this, let me know. Because I do video production type stuff. That's actually a really good hobby of mine, but I'm really good at levels because
I took it into Premiere.
Size was terrible. Size was really loud. Mine was really quiet, and I had to fix them so they sounded the same.
Yeah, I'll hit you up because I took it into Premiere, and I tried to mess with the levels and get them right, and I even did it a couple times. I don't know, but it is what it is. And like I said, my recording could have been better, I think. But like I said, I had to quickly get it done.
You know what? We get you straight for campaign 2.
Oh, you're amazing.
I got you. We got that.
I have to get you more artwork then.
I look at how fat I am. So upsetting.
I can tell.
So we do have a question that I actually want to know the answer to. Hex Allen wants to know, what is best in life?
Wow. What? Really? That's a hard one. Just because of the complexity of it, and not only that, it's different to each person. To me, I think just family. It really, when it boils down to it, it's if you don't have that, then you're friends. That's to me the core of it. If you don't have their support and everything, because I mean, my family's been nothing but supportive of everything I've done, and it's great. And some people don't have great families, but they have great friends. If you don't have either one of those two, then I guess you have to find out what it is for yourself. But for me, family, I'd have to say. Then cats, then coffee, then artwork. So
that sounds like a logical progression, because if you don't have family, then you're gonna not be motivated to do anything. If you don't have your cats, then you're gonna want to murder everybody.
Yes.
If you don't have coffee, you're never going to be awake enough to do it, and then you can get around to the art. Then
you get around to the art, yeah. I can hammer out a page in 4 hours if I really try.
Hex says, I guess that's better than to crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
You know what? Conan's philosophy is a good one.
And Tank agrees.
It's a good one. Conan's philosophy is good, though. That's my second one. That's fair. That's fair.
And Ted says, I understand Kyle not needing to hear to color, but you kind of need to see to draw, don't you?
I
see why he's so epic.
Well, yeah, it happened when I was 23, and I could see at one point. I miss driving, most of all. Let that be known. To those of you who hate driving, I envy you immensely. But I miss driving. I really do. I love it. Okay.
Awesome. I think that it sucks that that's something. I actually went to school with a kid who basically he has like he had a little black spot that was in the center of his eye, and every year it kind of got a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. So it got to the point where you would go to talk to him head on and he would turn. And so then people would move in front of him and he finally would just grab you by your shoulders, like, don't move. Like, I can you now, don't move. And you're like, oh, that's right. I'm sorry, I forgot.
Yeah, I feel them. I mean, I'm very happy that I have the vision that I have. It was worse, actually. I had, when I was younger, I was still going to hang out with my friends and stuff, and obviously my mom would go with me because family supportive, and she would actually have to hold my hand, walk me up to one of my friends, and be like, "This is Tex." She'd have to tell me who they were because I couldn't see them.
Wow.
So it was bad, and everything got under control, and I was able to get some vision back. And I'm just happy I can still draw. I always say, if I go completely blind, I'll sculpt. I'd go insane if I don't do some kind of artwork.
Yeah, well, we are all very happy that you can still draw because we all reap the benefit of it. And I love your project.
Thank you.
I love you as a person. Like you're just a genuine good guy, and you really have this like people first focus when it comes to the products that you're trying to provide out for people.
I mean, thank you. And then, you know what? Because I read comic books growing up. My first comic book, I remember to this day, I got it in a grocery store, Thor number 410, first appearance of the New Warriors. Ron Front's artwork, loved it, and it was all about, that's what it's about the fans, it's about people that love good stories and good art, and that's what it should be. And if there's something wrong with it, like I think it was addressed in another stream at one point, you could tell Marvel back in the day, hey, and they give you a no prize, and they would, be like, hey, all right, well, we'll pay more attention and be more careful. We'll do this. Nowadays, they don't, I don't know, they just don't care. It seems like they don't care. Some of them do, but I mainly collect comics for the art now.
Just trying to get a paycheck. They don't care about what they're producing the art for them. They really don't care about their consumers because they're in their mind. That's not where my paycheck comes from. Never mind if consumers aren't buying your books, you stop getting a paycheck.
And see, it's kind of a good thing. There's people like me who are artist first, writer story second, because I buy it for the art. I love Chris McCullough. He was doing Deadpool. Oh, it's great. Love it. And I will buy the next, if he jumps to another book, guess what? I'm going to go buy that. But whether or not it's written well, at least I get some beautiful artwork. Right. So there's still people like me out there that are, and there's still some good comic books out there. I just don't have a good pull because they're expensive. But, but I don't want to bash on those ones, but I'm an artist first guy. David Finch. Oh, so amazing, and stuff like that. So that's, you got people like me that are, don't mind the bad stories because we get the great art. Right.
Well, and that kind of knowing what it is that you like and backing what you like, that's actually something that I tell people to do when they start looking at indie comics. If what's important to you is backing the creator because you believe that the creator is a good person and deserves the success, and that is solely the reason for you backing, then phenomenal. Back the creators that you like. For me, I like to see people who work hard, who do put out good quality products. And I like knowing that a lot of these guys are, putting the stuff out there that they've been passionate about for years. And then I end up reading some of these books, and I've had sleeper hits. I had ones that I was like I'm backing it because I like this kind of art style, and I think it would be kind of cool to, maybe frame and put up on my wall, but I don't think I'm going to like the story. And then I started going through and reading the story, and I was like, holy shit, I actually love this book, and I can't wait for you to do the second one. I was like, I didn't expect this to be up my alley, but it is.
See, and that's where I missed out because Iron Sights. I was like, I'm not a big army guy. I'm not a big army story guy. I like more superpowers and science fiction and stuff like that. But I saw some of the pages, and I saw the posters. I'm like, oh man, I really should have backed that book. I'm like, that looks great.
I'm the same way because I don't I'm military, so a large chunk of my life is fatigues and
Yeah, I heard you say that in another stream. Yeah.
Yeah, And so I don't back something that has to do with the military, and it isn't because I don't think that they're good stories. It's the same reason that I can't watch Band of Brothers anymore. It hits a little too close to home.
I think you said that with Door Kickers, didn't you? How
Door Kickers is the one
Yeah.
exception.
Yeah, that's what you said. Yeah.
Because I got to talking with Scott because he's also a military guy, and so the two of us got to talking about, he was deployed and I was like, nah, I joined the Air Force because I like to sit in a chair and have air conditioning, and you joined the Army because you're crazy and you get shit on a lot. So but we sat and we were kind of talking about it one day, and he was like, well, can I send it to you? And he's like, you seem to have a pretty good grasp of military versus non-military kind of lingo. Can you let me know if any of this seems like it's getting too deep in the weeds with that? And so he sent me a little bit of a preview of a little bit of Door Kickers, and I came back with, so when can I back this? And he was like, really? I'm like, I never back these kinds of books, but this is phenomenal. This is really well done, and I'm very, very intrigued by it, because while there's a lot of military, he's a great writer, and there's a lot of outside kind of influence stuff. There's a lot of the supernatural element that you don't normally get, and so seeing stuff like that makes me really excited, because I'm like, if you can get me excited in a genre that I typically don't like already, that is probably going to be a very good book.
Yeah.
And now anytime Scott's like, hey, I'm working on a new book, and I was like, when does it come out? I'm gonna back it. He's like, you don't even know what it is. I was like, doesn't matter.
See, that's what I love. Like, once you get the one thing, or you read the one thing, you're like, wow, this is really good. You can almost be like, almost no matter what they're going to put out, then probably will be. So I'm going to go ahead and back the next project they do. So
and vice versa. If you have somebody who falls horribly short, and you're like, so if I'm backing this, I'm backing it because I like the art, or I'm backing it because I like the story, but I know that this artist is not up my alley, or whatever it is.
Right.
Or I'm not going to back it because the last one was such a disappointment. I'm not going to do it again.
Yeah, like Black Flag. That looks so bad.
Yeah, just terrible.
Terrible. Don't back that book.
Back Black Flag, because I can't have Dan come on down on me. Oh my gosh, go and get yourself some Black Flag.
I think I backed it enough to actually reach the first couple tiers alone, like the stretch goals, just to myself. Right. Jeez, man.
Yeah. I've definitely I backed more than once for Black Flag too.
I backed it the one time, and then I forgot to add the coin onto it. I'm like, I really want that coin, so I had to back it again, and so whatever. But there's some campaigns out there that are like that are just, you kind of feel, also it doesn't hurt to have like maybe a regular book and a book you read. I don't know. It all depends on your feel, but yeah.
And I agree with Ted here. I would get your first book out before you launch another. That is always phenomenal advice, because it's you got two issues, right? If you put out a book and launch another campaign before your first book is actually in your customers' hands, you have two major issues. One is a lot of people feel like it's kind of shady, because why are you should be focusing on finishing up this book. How do you have time to run an entire other campaign? That takes a lot of time and energy and effort away from creation. So that already raises red flags. And two, how are people going to know if they like your stuff if they haven't already gotten to see it and gotten to read it and go, oh, this is great, I'm going to back again? So you're shooting yourself in the foot with how many people you're going to have back, and you're also shooting your credibility in the foot, because it sounds like you're trying to grift, and there's been a lot of people who've tried to come in here and pull a fast one, and a lot of people still have that bad taste in their mouth. So making sure that you're paying attention. And this goes back to the same thing that you and I have been talking about, customers first. And that's something that you seem to do very well and is very exciting. So
without customers, you can't sell anything. So I used to work retail and serving and restaurants. So I know about customer, how customers always right, even if they're not right. Yes. I mean, they can still be a jerk, and you don't have to put up with that, but they're your customers. You gotta make them. If you
don't have customers, especially when you're talking about a creative endeavor, if you don't have customers to purchase whatever product you are trying to get out there, you don't have any income.
Yeah, you have nothing.
you're just a person who's like shouting on a street corner about a bag of oranges. Like that's all it is. If they don't buy them, then you're just a lunatic.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. So yeah, it's like you have to think about your customers while you're doing it, but at the same time, you want to put out a good thing because you want to put out a good thing.
Right.
So it's, and that's what it should be. It should be something that you want to put it out, not because you can maybe make money. Oh, EVS made almost $1 million, or will probably make over $1 million. I could do like, no, that's not what it's about. Yeah, everyone wants to get rich. Everyone. I don't care who you are, but you got to make it quality. You can't just get money. So,
yeah, exactly. And so, well, with that, if you haven't already, I really am going to need you guys to go and get your hands on some Absolute. This is an amazing book. We're sitting at 55% funded, which is fantastic. We at least got to 4% while you were here.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you, everyone.
That makes me very happy. I'm going to make sure that we share this out and that we get as many people to kind of get their eyes on this. I'm going to talk up some people that do streams and see if we can't get you on a few, because this needs to hit not just funding. This needs to blow funding out of the water several times over, please.
Yeah, my work schedule is a little hard to promote. I work 11:30 to 8 at night. Like my whole day is gone, so I try to promote. Like I'll be at work in the middle of like shipping everything. We're backed up on like Twitter. Oh, back Absolute, and then I'll post my link and take me like a half hour to send a tweet. But but yeah, so I mean, I do try to promote and stuff. So that's why I've been trying to get on streams and stuff. And that's why I'm very, very happy and fortunate to be on yours. As the first one, especially. So
I'm thrilled that we were able to get you on. So make sure that you go and back Absolute. This is a beautiful project. Jason is a phenomenal stand-up person, and this is something that everyone should own, especially if you don't have a good black and white comic in your collection. Make this one it. If you're not going to do another one, make this one it. This is a beautiful comic for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone in the chat. Real quick, Ted. That 0.5 Black Flag book, that does come with every order because we hit the 150 stretch goals. Yay, everybody's getting it. It's gonna be amazing.
Everyone's getting it. He bedazzled the bunny suit.
He did.
All taken care of. He did.
And he should have picked up his bedazzled aviators today.
Oh, yes, that's right.
So he said that he was going to go to Walmart in them, and the Little was going to film it. So I'm excited to see how that turns out.
Ellie is hilarious. Lily Bell, she's hilarious.
She's adorable.
It's so funny. I like seeing his old rap videos where she's like, she raps with him. I'm like she'll like say a line right after his. I'm like, that actually fit. Way to go.
I got this. Don't worry about it. It's easy.
I got it. I'll be your hype, man.
She's like, Daddy, I don't know why you think this is difficult. It's easy. I can do it.
she's gonna be great at sales. I'll tell you that.
I'm sure. She already is. She goes on.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna go back right now because look at her. She's cute.
Go if anyone wants a card, let me know. Okay.
Yeah, done.
She's funny. She's funny.
So thank you everyone in the chat. You guys are phenomenal as always.
Chat. I'm sorry I couldn't read along with you guys. I would be like this the entire time, and that would not be very fun. So for you. All right.
We got you most of the good ones. Death Metal Hero said that I would have been a lunatic with tasty oranges though if I was on the side screaming about them.
Hey, I lived in Florida for 10 years. I know how to sell oranges on the side of us. I can sell them.
I mean,
I see how it's done. I know.
So make sure you go and check out Absolute. Go back it. If you do it real quick before I hit off air, then Jason might get you one of those really awesome prints. So make sure that you go back it. It looks phenomenal. Thank you everyone in the chat for coming out. You guys, as always, are just the most epic. And Jason, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You know what? I would love to have you back as well.
I would love to be back.
Done. Done. See how simple that is? We'll see if we can get you back on maybe a little bit later when you're towards the end. So we got 30 hours left on this. Jason is extending. So we have 30 days So share this out like crazy. Let's get this
Please.
man funded. Let's get some stretch goals done because this is epic. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will
Thank
catch
you.
you all next time. Bye.
Bye.